And 3, 2, 1, we are live. We are getting racing started right away. We are actually 8 minutes early. We've got racers on course. This looks like CME racer Patricia Casey on the blue course, Lookers right, and Madeline Lynn Smith on the red course. We are up here today at the Grand Valley Race League, which is sort of a business league, a beer league, an adult race league. It is tons of fun. And here comes our first two racers. And Maddie on the red course, 23.16, 23.16. Patricia Casey on the blue course, 24.16. Snow conditions today are weird, to say the least. It is warm. It's been warm. So we started off this morning with pretty firm conditions. I got to ski through the course right before we got started today, and it felt firm, like firm underfoot, but warm enough that it might hold an edge, which could be fun. Up in the top, we've got Ryder Sizik on the blue course, Palmer Lyons on the red course, two more CMU athletes. And here we go, Ryder on blue, Palmer Lyons on red. Now, interesting fact about the CMU racers we got up here today is they are on teams. So let's see, Palmer Lyons is on the slopeside team, Ryder Sizik is on Bank of Colorado. So the CMU athletes were auctioned off at the season opener Calcutta, where teams paid extra money to have fast skiers on their team to score more points. At the finish line, Ryder Sizik on the blue course, 23.20. Palmer Lyons on the red course, 23.16. So pretty good race there. Up in the top, I've got Jacob. Okay, I'm learning who's in the start gate right now. 185, Ryan Fricky. Is it Fricky, Sarah? Fricky on blue. Joni Coleman on red. Today's race brought to you by our sponsors, and I have to give a huge thank you to Bank of Colorado. Not just Bank of Colorado, not just a bank in Colorado. We are Bank of Colorado, the title sponsor, and helping us put these races on for you. Also, the other business league teams, Colorado Mesa University, Powderhorn, Board and Buckle, Slopeside, Gear Junction, Family Health West, Tuve Sud, Environmental Studies, I believe. Up in the top, we've got Ben Holshoe on blue, Chris Morstad on red, and boom, Chris Morstad on course on red. Coming through the finish, we just had Ryan Fricky on blue course, 38.71 on the telemark skis. Joni Coleman on the red course, keeping it under 30 seconds with the 29.99. Up at the top, Chris Felchak on the blue course. And PJ McGovern on the red course. At the finish line, we just had blue course, Ben Holshoe, 22.47. 22.47 on the blue versus Chris Morstad on the red course, 23.10. Looking good, guys, 23.10. PJ McGovern on red, Chris Felchak on blue. Laying some nice carb tracks down. This course is going to get rough later, but it's looking good right this second. Up in the top, we've got CMU athlete Colby Malpass on the blue course, Greg Sharp on the red course. At the finish line, Chris Felchak on blue, 27.35. PJ McGovern on red, 25.57. Colby Malpass is on the blue course. Colby, one of our fastest skiers at the last race, second only to, I believe, Maddie on the CMU team. Up in the top, we've got CMU athlete Dylan Schur loading on the blue course. And at the finish line, Colby Malpass goes into the number one spot, 21.53. Greg Sharp on the red course with a good run, also 25.19. Dylan Schur is on the red course at the top. CMU athlete Gracie Henning on the blue course. And boom, Gracie blasts out first, followed shortly by Dylan. It's warm here in the shack. Had to open the door and open up some vents. Up in the top, we've got Seth Rocky loading on the blue course. Melvin Thorson on the red course. Coming through the finish, Gracie Henning on the blue course. Goes into the number 1 spot, 21.20. Woo! Gracie was the fastest one last week. I got that wrong. Dylan Schur on the red course, 22.51. 22.51. Melvin Thorson on course on red. Seth Rocky on blue. Up in the top, Mike Myers on the red course. Ryan Sram on the blue course. And Ryan on course, followed by Mike Myers. These are Powderhorn racers, Team Powderhorn. At the finish line, Seth Rocky on the blue course, 25.79. Melvin Thorson on the red course, 27.42. Fastest so far today looks like Dylan Schur on the red course, 22.51. Gracie Henning on the blue course, 21.20. Up in the top, Ron Wilson is loaded on the red course. Jonah Wilson on the blue course. And Ron Wilson on course. At the finish line, Ryan Sram on blue, 22.16. Moves into the number 2 spot. Mike Myers on red, 28.77. Jonah Wilson, blue course. Ron Wilson, red course. And finish times. Blue course, Jonah with a 23.23. Ron Wilson on red, 25.78. Tim Stauffer on the red course. Tanner Rosick, CMU athlete, on the blue course. And Tim gets a little jump on Tanner out of the gate. Tanner's going to put this work in, reel him in. Okay, Tim Stauffer. Is that Tim? Yes. Okay, we had a question about what bib numbers in there. Tim, on red course, 27.59. Now, Tim, I want you to know, I've been advocating for a slalom race for the last 2 weeks, but it is maybe for the finals. So I'll say maybe, but for this race, we couldn't make it happen. We're shorthanded already, and yeah, we couldn't make it happen. Yes, maybe. We are fearful of the less experienced skiers struggling. Okay, up in the top, David Nelson loaded on red, Tom Benton on blue. Catching up, we just had Tanner Rosick on the blue course, 22.34. Bruce McKay on the blue course bests him at a 22.26. I believe Bruce McKay is 71, if anyone's wondering. Bruce, sorry to spill the beans on that. Audra Hughes on the red course, 26.76. That's why Bruce wins every race. It's because he's really fast. It has nothing to do with his age. David Nelson on the snowboard on the red course. Finishing on blue. Tom Benton, 26.23. 26.23 for Tom Benton on the blue course. Looking good, Tom. Up at the top, Oren Zivan on the telemark skis on red. David Carlson on the blue course. David Nelson on the snowboard on red course, 33.13. 33.13. About the top, looks like we've got Kristen Wynn on the blue, Karen Zivan on red course. And Oren Zivan setting down a heater on his opening run, 26.61 for Oren. Dave Carlson on blue course, also telemarking, 32.88. These telemarkers have to stick together. It's hard to keep your balance when you're just by yourself because the heel lifts. So when they ski in pairs, it's like having one complete skier. That's to me. That's to my joke. That was to me. To you guys get air horns. About the top, Jacob Gillette on the blue course, Ryan Dutch on the red course. At the finish, we just had Kristen Wynn come in on blue, 28.91. Karen Zivan on red, going fast, 24.68. 24.68. All right, up at the top, Mindy Kuzminski on the blue course, Jonah Howe on the red course. At the finish line, Jacob on blue goes 25.57. Ryan Dutch on the red course, 27.92. Looking uphill, Jonah Howe on the red course is going really fast. Now, last week or two weeks ago, Mindy was actually one of the top point scorers on her team. She is quite a speedy skier here. If you watch her style, smooth and fast, holding lots of momentum. But Jonah Howe looking good there. 22.47. Jonah, I'm not sure if my screen is right. That might be the fastest we've seen on red so far. Jonah Howe taking down the CMU athletes. And Mindy Kaminsky looking great on blue, 28.02. 28.02. We got a solo skier. This is John Schmidt, team captain of Bank of Colorado. John Schmidt goes really fast despite his height. I was just checking to see if you were paying attention up there, John. Give me a wave if you can hear me. Give me a wave. Can you hear me? I don't know if this is the starting stance I'm looking for. This is like the baby giraffe. And John Schmidt is a friend of mine. I think I'm allowed to give him a hard time. Big thanks to Jesse Scott up there helping us keep our course put together. Oh, hi there, John. Hey, that was a good one. You want to know your time? 27.27. 27.27. Are those the free ride skis or the race skis? Okay, well, he brought the race skis. We'll see what we can do. There you go, baby giraffe. He's doing the baby giraffe as he skis away from me. That's rear end up, front end down, wide knee knocked knees. All right, just touching in with my YouTube viewers, checking to see if anybody wants to chat. Let me know who you're cheering on out there. Do you want to make fun of? Up at the top, we've got Sam Meyer getting ready on the blue course. Is that right? Oh, we are inserting a skier over here. No big deal. There he is, none other than the man himself, Jesse Scott, putting work in on our course here. Really appreciate his help. Jesse is with the Colorado Mesa University ski team. Founded in 1925, Colorado Mesa University is a comprehensive regional public higher education institution offering liberal arts, professional and technical programs at the master's, bachelor's, associate, and certificate levels. Did you know all that, Jesse? He says he knew that. All right, yeah, that's good. Okay, we got skiers on course. This is John Brugger on the blue course, Retta Brugger on red. Husband and wife, ski race team. Brother and sister ski race team. So it looks to me like Retta is just trying harder. Retta, do you try harder all the time? Times on that. Retta, 25.14. And John on the blue course, 25.29. 25.29 for John, 25.14 for Retta. I don't really have a handle on which course is faster yet today. Okay, Ryder Sizik on the red course, Palmer Lyons on blue. I believe this will be the first real comparison we've had. So these are the first guys that have made a run on each course so far. So let's see what happens here. So they're both in the low 23s. Palmer Lyons on blue, Ryder Sizik on red. Ryder is part of the Bank of Colorado team, and Palmer is on the Slopeside team. Slopeside is the other building. When you're looking uphill, Slopeside is on your left. They've got good food and snacks and drinks of all types and a good vibe. So the Slopeside, super fun place to hang out. All right, so we get a check on the times. Up at the top, it looks like, is the top correct? Okay, Palmer Lyons on the blue course, 22.43. So for him, blue course is faster. Ryder Sizik on red course, 23.04. So for him, red course was faster. Well, this is confusing. I don't know what to think. All right, well, we're going to find out more. Maddie Lynn Smith on the blue course. Patricia Casey on red. Both girls CMU ski team athletes. Looking good here. Maddie on the blue course, 22.75. So she was faster on blue. Patricia Casey, 24.49 on red. So Patricia was also faster on blue with the 24.16 on blue. Up at the top, Chris Morstad on blue. Okay, Chris Morstad on the blue course, 22.62. Ben, I did not get a time. I got a no start, as if you went around the wand. I know you didn't, but I did not get a start on that. So I do not have a time for Ben Hulshoe. Haha. On the chat, Jack and Lily say, "Go, Dad." Lily says, "You make the best hot chocolate." Okay, when I see him at the top, I'll try to remember to throw your shout out, girls. Okay, on course, Joni Coleman on blue course, Greg Juflas on the red course, Greg the telemarker. And on course, PJ McGovern at the top, Chris Felchak on red, PJ on blue. At the finish line, Joni Coleman on the blue course, 29.45. Joni goes faster on blue than red. Greg on the red course, 30.87. 30.87 for Greg on the red course. PJ McGovern on blue course, 25.16, which is faster than his red. Chris Felchak on the red course, 27.91. slower than his blue. So blue course looking faster today. It's a little hard to get a feel of the course routing, but traditionally speaking, the blue does tend to be faster. It has it falls straight. The red course goes, as you're looking uphill, the red course goes further out to our left looking uphill. And so sometimes it's a smidge longer. The red course is also more out in the sun, so it could have some conditions. Up in the top, Henry Inouye and Aaron Inouye. Did I get that right, guys? Inouye? Okay, interesting thing here is Henry is 8. Now, I modified our handicap system so that as you get younger, your handicap goes up and up. 20 years old is the peak. You get the least handicap at 20. And at 8, you get a pretty stinking good handicap, probably similar to being like 60 or 70 years old. Up at the top, Dylan Schur on the blue course, Gracie Henning on the red course. At the finish, Henry Inouye. Did I get that right, guys? Inouye? Okay, Henry Inouye on the blue course, 34.40. That is a good run. Aaron Inouye on the red course, 33.08. Okay, looking uphill, Gracie Henning on the red course. One of the fastest skiers that I've seen show up on these Fridays. Gracie Henning. So low. So fast. Gracie Henning on the red course, 21.43 for an overall total of 42.63. Number one spot looks to me like total right now. Dylan Schur on the blue course, 22.15, combined time 44.66. Up in the top, Greg Sharp on the blue course, Jonah Wilson on red. And boom, dead even start for these guys. I was talking about some of our sponsors, and Bank of Colorado is our title sponsor, and they are much more than a place to keep your money. They're proud to be a part of your community, not just a bank in Colorado, Bank of Colorado. Retirement accounts, cash management services, commercial lending, ag lending, and more. Up in the top, Mike Myers on the blue course, Ryan Fricky on the red course. Greg Sharp just comes through on the blue course, 24.52. Jonah Wilson on the red course, 23.70. Mike Myers on blue, telemarker, Ryan on red. We are, of course, up here at Powderhorn Mountain Resort, and Powderhorn has a wonderful team of ski racers with us. Powderhorn is one of the most family-friendly resorts you'll find anywhere in the West, tucked alongside the northern edge of the western Colorado's beautiful Grand Mesa, the world's largest flat-top mountain. They offer breathtaking views and over 1,600 acres of mountain terrain. Their location provides over 250 inches of light powder each year, most years. I'm not sure about this year, but most years. And 70% of the runs are beginner or intermediate, ideal for any family of skiers or snowboarders. Up in the top, Ron Wilson on the blue course, Colby Malpass on the red course. Mid-course, Greg Dahl on blue, Seth Rocky on red. At the finish, Greg Dahl goes fastest! 21.24. Seth Rocky on the red course puts in a good one also, 25.46. 25.46. Colby Malpass charging down the red course, Ron Wilson on blue. Greg, you are not fastest. Gracie Henning is faster than you by 400ths. Okay, Colby Malpass on red course, 21.47. That is 4/100ths behind Gracie Henning currently. Tanner Rosick on course on red. Melvin Thorson on course on blue. Bruce McKay, the hero, on the red course in the top. Audra Hughes on the blue course, getting ready to start. Ron Wilson just finished on the blue course with the 24.99. Colby was the 21.47. Tanner Rosick on the red course, 22.31. Melvin Thorson on the blue course, 27 flat. Audra Hughes on course, followed closely by Bruce McKay. Bruce isn't just experienced, he's really fast. Up at the top, David Nelson, snowboarder on the blue course. Tom Benton, Team CMU, team captain on the red course. Tom is looking really fast today. I haven't seen Tom skiing this well in quite some time. I know Tom can hear me at the top. Okay, Audrey Hughes on the blue course, 25.80. That's a great time. And Bruce McKay on the red course, 22.41 on red. Combined time, 44.67. That's fourth overall on my screen. Audrey Hughes, combined time, 52.56, also fourth overall. Up in the top, Mindy Kaminsky on the red course, Tim Stauffer on blue. Tim and Mindy on course to the top. Coming through the finish, we just had Tom Benton. I told you he was skiing fast today. Look at this time. Red course, 26.21. Super consistent. Went 26.23 on the blue course, 26.21 on red. So red is faster for Tom. David Nelson on the blue course just comes in 32.79. 32.79 for David Nelson. Jonah Howe on course to the top. Mindy Kaminsky. Ryan Dutch, bib 188. I am sorry. So, Ryan, we did not get a start on the red course. They're up there diagnosing it, but we're having a weird issue with no starts on the red course. But here's the good news, Ryan. Jack and Lily says, "Go Dad, you make the best hot chocolate" on the YouTube feed. So, if that makes you feel any better, which it should. At the finish, we did get a time for Jonah Howe on the blue course, 22.29. 22.29. Okay, we are inserting eraser right now. So Porter is getting information over the headset. So small delay in the action here. Tim Stauffer on blue, 27.81. 27.81, slower than his red. So Tim is going faster on red. Okay, we just did a test start on blue. Should we switch to the black wire on the blue start? All right, Jonah Howe came in on blue, 22.29. Mindy Kaminsky was the last skier through with a time on red, 28.31. And here we go. This is Michael Simbo on the blue course, new skier with us, Adam Kinnis on the red course. Both from Team Powderhorn, could be ski patrollers, but I can tell by looking at them, these guys are good skiers. Michael Simbo looking like he's got some experience on a course. Michael Simbo, blue run, 22.88, 22.88. Adam Kinnis on the red course, 24.85. Up in the top, John Schmidt is back to the top on the red course. James Miller on blue. My camera just moved. I got to run out and move my camera back.
187 on blue and 183 on red.
All right, John Schmidt. Oh, putting the race keys to work. John Schmidt on red, 25.99. We're getting there, buddy. James Miller on the blue course was a 23.53. Nina Panette just comes through on blue, 34.62. Brian Deegan, snowboarder for Tough Sud on red, 35.17. Up on course, Karen Zyvan on blue, Christian Wynn on red. Oren Zyvan on course at the top on blue. Dave Carlson on red. At the finish line, Karen Zyvan on the blue course, 25.30, 25.30. Kristen Wynn on the red course, 29.88. Palmer Lyons lined up on the blue course. Ben Holshoe on the red course. Ben, I did not get a time for you last run through. There we go. Palmer on course. And Ben on course. Okay, we got to start for Ben. He is not a ghost, in fact. This will be Ben's first time on the red course. Oren Zyvan just comes in on the blue course, 26.11, 26.11 for Oren. Dave Carlson on the red course, 33.26. And these guys are going fast. Ben, I did get a time for you this time. Ben Holshoe on the red course, 22.47. Palmer Lyons looking great on blue, 22.56. Up at the top, Ryan Schramm with Team Powderhorn, solo run. We just had some board and buckle skiers come through. The board and buckle ski and cyclery in Grand Junction is uniquely qualified to serve your needs. With years of experience in bikes and skis, you might run into them biking, commuting, on the road, or mountain biking, or on the ski slope. People say board and buckle is the place to go. Up at the top, we've got Retta Brugger versus John Brugger. John's on red, Retta's on blue. Come through the finish, we just had Palmer Lyons on the blue course, 22.56. Ryan SRAM on red, 22.45. Ryan SRAM keeping these young guys honest. And the Brugers putting it down. Pretty good race there. Retta on the blue course, 25.60. John on the red course, 25.35. So it looks like John getting the best of that one. Up at the top, Ryder Sizik on the blue course. Cole Hansen on the red course. Here comes Ryder Sizik getting a few extra pulls in as he comes out. Ryder Sizik looking good on blue, 23.13. 23.13 for Ryder. Cole Hansen on the red course, 24.15. 24.15. Like Jacob Thadden is on top in the blue course. Jeremy Sewell on the red course. Nope, they're switched. Hang on. Jeremy Sewell is on blue course. Jacob Thadden is on red course. Here we go. Okay, pulls out in front. And there we go. Jeremy Sewell on the blue course out first. Jacob Thadden on the red course. Jacob Thadden, telemarker for Gear Junction. Over the top, Greg Juflis, telemarker on the blue course for Board and Buckle. Joni Coleman on the red course. Okay, Joni Coleman on course. Greg Juflis on course. Jeremy Sewell just came in with a 26.36. Jeremy Sewell on blue, 26.36. Jacob Thadden on red, 30.99, 30.99. Up at the top, Hannah Davis on the red course, Chris Felchak on the red course, Hannah on the blue course. And Greg on the blue course, 30.61. Joni Coleman on the red course, 30.24. I want to talk about Gear Junction for a second. Gear Junction is an outdoor gear shop in downtown. They have new and used goods and the expertise you need to get outside. Carrying the gear that you need to raft, bike, ski, and camp, all in the beautiful places in the Western Colorado and beyond. They strive to get you the best gear at the best price so you can make adventure happen. Gear Junction. Up in the top, Seth Rocky on the blue course, Greg Dahl on the red course. Greg Dahl has a score to settle. Last week he did not win. At the finish on the blue course, we just had Hannah Davis with a 30.10. Chris Felchak on red, 28.73. Okay, Greg Dahl on the red course, getting a little off balance coming around that gate on his right-hander. Got it back together, looking on time. Finding some traction, kicking off a little bit of snow there. Greg Dahl looking strong on the red course, 22.06. 22.06 for Dahl on red. I believe that puts him in third overall, second fastest of the men on the red course. 43.30 combined time, second fastest of the men. Seth Rocky on the blue course just comes in 24.82, 50.28 combined time. Up the top, here comes Gracie Henning. Gracie Henning is one to watch on the blue course. Dylan Schur on the red course. Gracie is ahead of Greg on the red course by about a half second. She's on blue right now. Let's see what happens. And wonderful reach for Gracie. I've been noticing that the more experienced skiers time that reach and get their hands super low. Oh, Dylan Schur having trouble mid-course. Dylan Schur doing the hike of shame. Up at the top, Aaron Inouye on the blue course. Henry Inouye on the red course. At the finish, we just had Gracie Henning on the blue course. 21.10. Gracie, I think you can drop a big digit. Let's get into the 2 zeros. You know what I'm saying? It's a tenth. It's a tenth and a hundredth. Tenth and a hundredth. All right, Dylan Schur. Having some extra fun mid-course is Dylan. Doing the hike of shame. Dylan gets a 1:01.28. Up at the top, we got Aaron and Henry mid-course. Next up in the start. Okay, now interesting fact. Henry on the red course here is 8 years old. I modified the handicap list so that 8-year-olds continue to get an advantage. So Henry is going to score really well in the handicap point scoring system. Up at the top, Ryan Fricke on the blue course, Mike Myers on the red course. At the finish, Aaron on the blue course, 31.32. Henry on the red course, 33.39. Good job, guys. Henry holding his own here. Henry, I believe, is the youngest skier we've had participate in the GVRL races. All right, Tanner Rosick from CMU on the red course. Madeline Lynn Smith from CMU on the blue course. At the finish, we just had Ryan on the blue course, 36.67, and Mike Myers on the red course, 29.44. 29.44. Tanner Rosick on the red course, Madeline Lynn Smith on the blue course. Madeline holding good speed here. Colby Malpass doing the baby giraffe at the start line. I just saw him. Colby getting ready. Melvin Thorson loading in on the red side. Colby's going to blast out ahead here, I think. Okay, oh, here comes Colby and Melvin. Dead even start. At the finish, we just had Maddie on the blue course, 22.76. Tanner Rosick on the red course, 21.92. That's a good one on red for Tanner. Tanner, that looks like possibly number 1 in the men on the red course to me. Colby Malpass comes in on blue, 21.41. And Colby, so Colby and Tanner both go fastest on their respective courses in their respective genders. I have to say it like that because Gracie Henning is beating them both on both courses. Melvin Thorson on the red course, 28.65. Okay, we got a lot of skiers coming at us. Ryan Dutch getting a time on the blue course right now. Mindy Kaminsky just comes in on blue, 27.98. Jonah Howe on the red course. What happened? Jonah Howe, are you down there? I did not get a time. I'm not sure what happened. We do not have an answer. Ryan Dutch on the blue course did get a time. Ryan Dutch goes fast, 25.98. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't have an answer here. Ryan Dutch on the blue course, 25.98. Jack O'Neill on the blue course, Jonah Howe on the red course. Okay, on red course, Bruce McKay, Tom Benton on the blue course. At the finish, we just had Jack O'Neill on blue, 26.75. Jonah Wilson on red, 24.32. Bruce McKay on the red course, 22.55 for Bruce, 22.55. Tom Benton. All right, Porter is checking his receipt tape, his timing receipt tape, looking for a finish here. Hey, Greg Sharp on the red course, solo run on red. Guys, we are going to wrap up racing at 2:30 today. Course will close at 2:30 today. Okay, we are understaffed. We don't have Tyson or Matthias. And we're going to shut it down 30 minutes early today. Looks like Greg Sharp having trouble in the middle there. Tim Stauffer on course on red. Tim solo on red. Adam Kinnis on the blue course. Michael Simbo on the red course. Michael was looking fast on the blue course earlier. Okay, James Miller, 26 on red, solo. Come through the finish, Adam Kinnis on the blue course, 24.74. Michael Simbo on the blue course, 22.88, showing consistency in that speed that Michael's bringing. Okay, we just put the times back together for bib 161. Was that Jonah Howe? Yeah, Jonah Howe, we got that time. Okay, up on course right now. Palmer Lyons on the red course, Ben Holshoe on the blue course. At the finish, we just had Adam Kinnis come in on blue, 24.74. James Miller on red, 24. What? 24.74. It's a tie! Adam Kinnis and James Miller tying red and blue courses to the 100th at 24.74. Ben Holshoe on the blue course, 22.23. Looks like second fastest in the men so far. Palmer Lyons on the red course, 23.45. Palmer with a 45.59 combined time. It looks like 9th place overall in the men. Waiting for the next skiers to cycle into the gate at the top. Up at the top, Oren Zyvan on red course, Karen Zyvan on blue course. Porter is predicting Karen is going to win. Karen's on the blue course, an alpine skier. Oren Zyvan, telemark skier. Kind of looks like he's flying like a bird, trying to find his balance points there. And there it is. Battle of the Zyvans. Karen on the blue course, 25.59. Oren on the red course, 25.95. So Karen ekes it out. But Oren, of course, his heel lifts. So it's difficult. It's harder for him. Now, Oren came up to me last year. I remember this. He says, I feel like I'm skiing my telemark skis pretty well, but I'm not getting rewarded for it in the handicap system. And I said, Oren, you're right, buddy. And I went and I fixed it. And now Oren is a winner. Well, he doesn't win, but he tries hard. He wins in the try hard. He's a try hard. Brian Deacon on the blue course. Nina Panette on red course. Jeremy Sewell on top on red course. Kristen Wynn on the blue course. Coming across the line, Nina Panette on red, 33.05. Brian Deegan, snowboarder on the blue course, 35.39. Brian fastest on red course. So Brian went 35.17 on red, 35.39 on blue, where most people are going faster on blue. Although that's not true. Nina Panette went faster on red by half a second almost. Up in the top, Cole Hansen solo on the blue course. Kristen Wynn just comes in on blue, 29.50. Kristen's faster on blue. Jeremy Sewell on the red course, 25.99. Jeremy's faster on red. You know, these courses must be pretty even because I've got no consistency on who's faster where. And Cole Hansen giving it a hands behind the back tuck at the finish. On the blue course, 23.23 for Cole. Cole's faster on blue course. Greg Dahl going to be putting on a show on the blue course here. Greg catching air over that bump. Greg Dahl on the blue course, 21.68. Shows in second place in the men so far. Decent run for Greg. Seth Rocky on the red course, 25.73. Now, if you ask Mason Klebold, he says Greg Dahl's skis don't work. So maybe Greg needs to try Mason's skis. See how that works for him. Where's Mason at today? Okay, up on course. Joni Coleman on blue. Jacob Thadden on red. Joni Coleman on the blue course, 29.33. Jacob Thadden, telemarker on the red course, 29.98. That looks good. Up at the top, Zach Higbee, CMU racer on the blue course. Greg Juflis, telemarker on the red course. Got Ryder Sizik loading on the red course at the top. Now, I've been kind of doing my sponsor reads, and now I want to talk about Slopeside. The new Slopeside, ideally located at the base of Powderhorn Mountain, the classic restaurant featuring a generous outdoor patio adjacent to the Flat Top Flyer chairlift, and the Snow Cloud Lounge bar has all your favorite drinks and beers on tap. Come check out Slopeside at the base of Powderhorn. Ryder Sizik on course. Come through the finish, Zach Higbee on the blue course, 25.73. Greg on the red course, 30.71. Ryder Sizik going full race suit here. Dude, Ryder making some progress, I think. That's some good skiing out of Ryder. On the red course, 22.60. So Ryder going faster on the red course than he does blue. I think you got some more speed on blue course, Ryder. Family Health West, making your today the best it can be. Family Health West is dedicated to supporting our community by reinventing the healthcare experience with a focus on better quality outcomes, striving to provide warm, compassionate service to make every patient's day a little bit better. Family Health West. Hannah Davis, solo red run. Zach Higbee just came in on with the 25.73. Ryder Sizik was the 22.60. Hannah Davis on the red course, 29.37. Now, Porter just mentioned mono skis to me. If somebody came and raced on a mono ski, I would probably make them their own class. I'd build them their own custom class with their own custom handicap system. Ryan SRAM on the red course. Like, is mono skiing the best of both worlds, or is it the worst of both worlds? Probably the worst of both worlds. That's kind of what I was thinking. I do kind of like the way mono skis can apply weight to the center of the single edge they put down. So I think a mono ski would be, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. I think a mono ski would be faster than a snowboard. Speaking of fast, Ryan SRAM. Red course, 23.70, 23.70. Total time, 44.61. Total combined time. Looks like fourth fastest currently in the men. Okay, Mike Myers looks like he's loading on the what course? Okay, Gracie Henning on the blue course, Dylan Schur on the red course. And Henning on the blue course. Check this out. Watch this girl ski. Dylan Schur, a good skier in his own right. But Gracie just continues to generate more and more speed. Watch her as she skis. It's like smooth and controlled at the top, and then just doesn't ever lose speed. Just continues driving. Driving and driving. Dylan having a little hiccup there. Hey, Gracie. What do you think you got? Gracie Henning goes fastest, 20.71. I challenged Gracie to go sub 21s, and she went way faster, going 21.70. So that is almost a half a second faster. Not 21, 20.71, almost a half second faster than her previous run. So now, Gracie, let's do it on red. On red course, you're sitting at 21.43. So you just went 0.4 faster. All you got to do is go 44 hundredths faster on red course, and you're there. Piece of cake for you. Easy for you. And Jesse up there slipping the course for us. The course is getting a little bumpy and ruddy. Hey, Dylan, sure. I'm not going to forget about you, Dylan. Dylan Schur on the red course, 23.39. For having a little giddy up mid course, that's a good time. 23.39 for Dylan on red. Dave Carlson currently telemarking down the red course. And here comes the battle of the Inues. Inues. I'm never going to get it. Aaron and Henry. Henry, the 8-year-old. Aaron, the 38-year-old. How old's Aaron? I don't really know. No, I don't know how old Aaron is. Aaron's the dad. Dude, Henry rips. Look at this. And Aaron not giving Henry any slack here. So, Aaron, 42-year-old on the red course, 30.99. Henry, 8-year-old on the blue course, 32.26. I will take it. Mike Myers on the blue course, Ryan Fricke on the red course. Ryan Fricke, probably one of the more entertaining skiers to watch. Watch this guy ski on the red course. Like, effort is at 11. Look at this. Oh, slides out. It's going to hit a gate. Fricke in his helmet says, Fricke. Oh, he's not done yet. Dude, I thought you were taking out my cameras. And Ryan's not going to like that time, 45.14. But high on the entertainment factor, Ryan. That was probably my favorite run to watch. Mike Myers on the blue course did a 29.10. Very boring to watch. Mindy Kaminsky on the red course. What did I say? 29.01 for Mike Myers on blue course. 29.01. Woo, Mindy. Mindy can find an edge here and there. Okay, Mindy. Good run. Good run. You actually edge in nicely. Begin the hard edge earlier. You're like kind of flat, and then you edge in at the end. Start your edge in a little earlier. Try to get harder on edge. And then at the finish, reach for that finish line. You're standing up right as you cross the finish line. You're losing a couple fractions of a second there. Greta Brugger, John Brugger. Astonishingly close racing every lap by these two. They did not come out of the gate side by side, so you'll see that difference in their time right here. Like they look like John on the blue course is ahead, but he's not really as much as it looks. Mike Myers. Mike Myers on the blue course, 20. Oh, not, I got that right. Okay, the Battle of the Brugers. What have we got here? John on the blue course, 25 flat. Retta on the red course, 26.54. 26.54 for Retta, 25.00 for John. Up at the top, Tanner Rosick on the blue course. Colby Malpass on the red course. Colby out front. Colby looks like he's starting to feel it. Really getting aggressive here, cutting sharp inside lines. Because he's knocking those gates over, Colby is taking line significantly more aggressive than anyone around him, finding extra traction. And on the red course, that is Bibbs 16, Colby Malpass with a 21.47 going into the one spot. That's one for men. You're not faster than Gracie. Tanner Rosick on the blue course, 21.62. 21.62. Second place overall on both blue and red for Tanner Rosick. Combined time, 43.54. Oddly, third place on combined time. Colby Malpass, first place on combined time at 42.88. We just had the Tanner Rosick on blue, 21.62. Madeline Lynn Smith on the red course, 22.98. Up on course right now, Jack O'Neill on red, Ron Wilson on blue. Okay, going through my sponsor reads. Tuve Sood from Zach Eiler, team captain Zach Eiler. Tuve Sood is an environmental research organization founded in Germany and has locations all over the U.S. helping do things that I don't understand with environmental things. So, Zach, if you want to straighten me out more on that, I'd be happy to learn more. But Jack's up there saving the world, I think. Zach, not Jack. Zach's saving the world. Speaking of Jack, Jack O'Neill, red course, 25.47. Ron Wilson on the blue course, 24.80. Jonah Wilson on the blue course, Jonah Howe on red. Okay, Jonah Howe's who we missed the time from earlier. Oh man, Jonah Howe. Looking fast. Woo! Throwing it. Tossing it in to the corners is Jonah Howe. Jonah Howe on the red course, 22.32. Now, Jonah, if you care, we did put your time back together from your previous run. So we did get your time from the previous run. Although that run looked pretty awesome. Porter's telling me the run you just did was faster than the one that we had a hiccup on the timing. But we were able to pull the time off the receipt tape. Put your time back together. Okay, Chris Felchak on the blue course. David Christensen on the red course. Jonah Wilson on the blue finished with a 23.48. Jonah Howe red course, 22.32. Up at the top, Ryan Dutch. Ryan Dutch, Jack and Lily are watching you at home. Audra Hughes on course on blue course. Ryan Dutch on the red course. Chris Felchak just comes through on blue course, 29.41. 29.41 for Chris. David Christensen on the red course, 31.20. 31.20. Up at the top, Tim Stauffer on blue course. Bruce McKay on red course. Two of our more experienced skiers here side by side. Bruce McKay goes out first. Audra Hughes on the blue course, 25.76. Ryan Dutch on the red course, 26.76. Ryan went 25.98 on blue, 26.76 on red. Up at the top, Palmer Lyons loaded on the red course. Melvin Thorson loaded on the blue course. At the finish, Bruce McKay on the red course, 22.80. Tim Stauffer on blue course, 27.37. My screen doesn't show me previous times, so I don't know if you're actually going faster than your previous time or not. Melvin Thorson on the blue course. Palmer Lyons on the red course. Waiting for the next racers to get into the top. As a reminder, we're shutting the course down at 2:30 today. Course is getting shut down early, 2:30 today. So get your runs in. Looks like David Christensen needs a run on blue. At the finish line, Palmer Lyons on the red course, 22.66. Melvin Thorson on the blue course, 27.66. Up in the top, Lauren Disler on blue course, Ben Holshoe on red course. Up at the top, Jacob Thadden on the blue course, Cole Hansen on red course. Jacob Thadden, telemarker on the blue course. Cole Hansen, traditional alpine skier on the red course. At the finish, we just had Ben Holshoe on red, 22.54. Lauren Disler on the blue course, 28.58. Jacob Thadden on the blue course, 29.37. Cole Hansen on the red course, 23.64. Up at the top, Jeremy Sewell, solo run on blue. Okay, Jeremy Sewell, red course 24.79. Cole Hansen, I'm sorry, blue course 24.79. Cole Hansen, red course 23.64. Ryder Sizek on the blue course. Zach Higbee on the red course. Ryder on the blue course. There it is, Ryder. 22.50. 22.50 for Ryder Sizek on the blue course. That's a good run. Zach Eiler is on course on the red course. At the finish, we had Zach Higbee on the red course. Okay, we're going to catch up here for a second. We've got a little hiccup with Jack Higbee. Jacob on the red course, 25.33. Ryder Sizek on the blue course, 22.50. Okay, we've got Zach Higbee put back together. So Zach on the red course, 25.79. 25.79 for Zach Higbee, 25.73 on blue. Okay, we are clear to start. Okay, up in the top. We are ready. Brian Deegan, snowboarder on the red course. Nina Panette, alpine skier for Tuve Sud on the blue course. Both from Tuve Sud. So we've got the Zyvans in the start. Oren on blue course. Karen on red course. Brian Deegan skipping out for a second on red. He's up safely, continuing the run. Nina on the blue course, 31.92. Brian on red course, 38.04. He's not going to like that time. Zyvans coming in hot here. Next up at the top, Hannah Davis on blue. Greg Dahl on red. Oren Zyvan on the blue course, 25.45 for Oren. Karen on the red course, 25.61. Greg Dahl blasting around the gates. Greg Dahl in a t-shirt today. Now he's got arm guards on. Greg, how come you're not using the arm guards? Okay. If you smash those gates down, you'll go faster. He's trying. Well, okay. I watched one of those CMU guys come through and just smash every gate. That was, I can't remember. Anyways, Greg Dahl, red course, 21.71. I don't know if that's faster or not, actually, but the short sleeve looks fast. Hannah Davis on the blue course, 28.39. But I'm just wanting Greg to get an inside line, tighter. Knock those gates over. Don't worry about bruising. You're tough. Okay, Henry and Aaron on course at the top. Greg on the blue course just comes in at 29.15. Red course, Kristen Wynn, 29.62. Okay, Henry's on blue course, looking uphill. He's on our right. Henry, the 8-year-old, holding a really good speed. The course is probably getting a little, I see is a little chattery underfoot there. Man, Henry going sub 33s. Henry 32.19 on the blue course, 32.19 for Henry. Aaron on the red course, 30.86, 30.86. Up at the top, don't know who's in the gate. Okay, up in the top, Mindy Kaminsky. She's going to edge in a little earlier, round those carves out. Who's on red? Malia Green. Where'd Malia come from? I haven't seen Malia all year. And Mindy on the blue course, 27.46. That looked good. Malia on the red course. Malia coming out of nowhere. Malia, is this your first run this year? Okay. I was told by a little birdie that you were going to snowplow that whole course. And you did not. You went very fast. 26.45. 26.45 for Malia. Good run, Mrs. Green. Over the top. Who have I got? Colby Malpass. Solo, blue course. Okay, now watch Colby. Knocks every gate flat, skis inside of everyone else's line. Colby, solid run. Oh, good one, Colby. All right, Colby gets it under the 21-second mark, 20.94, 20.94. Colby feeling like Mario when he's on his invincible star. Yeah, dude, good one. Way to find speed late in the day. Course looks like it might be falling apart. You're going faster. Good for you. He found a line. Okay, Maddie Lynn Smith on course on red. Gracie Henning. I'm sorry, Maddie's on blue. Henning's on red. Okay, now Colby. Gracie went 20.71 on blue, so she still got you. And dude, she looks like she's trying way less hard than you. She's not even knocking gates over. Seriously, it's not even close. Okay, I now I'm curious. Gracie, does Gracie knock gates down? Dude, how fast could Gracie go if she knocked the gates down like you do? Like so slower, you think? I don't know, man. That inside line with the skis are inside looks good to me. Okay, blue course, Maddie Lynn Smith, 22.45. Gracie Henning on red course, 21.39. I was trying to get Gracie to go sub 21s on red. Looks like she went exactly 100th faster. So good work. Congratulations. No, seriously, faster is faster as the day goes on. Okay, let's see here. We've got Tanner Rosick on the red course, just comes in at 21.80, 21.80 on red. Dylan Schur on the blue course, 22.60. Up in the top, Seth Rocky on the red course, Jack O'Neill on the blue course. David Carlson, solo on the blue course at the top, telemarker. Mid course, Jack O'Neill on blue, Seth Rocky on red. Seth Rocky on the red course, 25.03. Jack O'Neill on the blue course, 25.82. What was that noise? Was that a happy noise or a sad noise? That was a happy noise. All right. Dave Carlson, mid-course on blue. At the finish line, Seth Rocky on red did the 25.03. Jack O'Neill on blue, 25.82. Dave nearing the bottom here. Dave Carlson on blue course, 32.49. 32.49. Ryan SRAM back at it for Powderhorn. We got a Cowboy mid-course. Ryan on the blue course, 23.31. 23.31. Good run, Ryan. Ron Wilson mid-course on blue. Over the top, Jonah Howe on red course, Jonah Howe on blue course, Jonah Wilson on red course. Ron Wilson comes across blue, 24.87. 24.87 on blue. Seth Rocky was a 25.03 on red. Jonah Howe on course on blue. Jonah Wilson just started on red. We are shutting down racing at 2:30 today. That's about 20 minutes from now. If you hurry, you can get another one in. We are short-staffed today. Shutting down 30 minutes before normal. And Jonah Howe gets a good time on blue, 22.23. And Wilson on red, 24.22. Are you guys friends because your name's spelled the same? Are there any Jonas that spell their name goofy and you look down on them? I think that Eric's spelled with an H are losers. K. Eric's with a K are losers, and Sarah with an H are winners. Okay, Lauren on the blue course at the top. Lauren loaded on blue, doesn't have a time on red. Ben Holshoe at the finish of red, 22.36. David Christensen on the blue course, 30.68. 30.68. Okay, Lauren changes to red course. Palmer Lyons on blue course. Chris Felchak loading blue at the top. Audra Hughes on the red course. Palmer Lyons on the blue course, looking good here. Lauren. Palmer Lyons on the blue course, 22.58. That's a good run on the blue course. Palmer's super consistent, 22.58 on blue, 22.66 on red. Lauren on the red course, 27.74 on red, 28.58 on blue. Audra Hughes on the red course, Chris Felchak on blue. At the top, looks like we've got Jeremy Sewell on the red course, Cole Hansen on the blue course. Coming through the finish, Chris on the blue course, 28.83. Yeah, again, super consistent, 28.73 for red, on red for Chris. Audra Hughes on the red course, 25.97 that run. Ooh, blue course, Cole Hansen getting wild coming over the bump there. Holds it together. About the top, Jacob Thadden loaded solo on the blue course. At the finish line, Cole Hansen, 23.62 on blue. Jeremy Sewell, 25.33 on red. Jacob Thadden, telemarker, solo on blue course. We are shutting down the race course 30 minutes early today. We're shutting it down at 2:30. If you want another run, cycle around, we can get you in. Jacob Thadden taking some risk here. Going fast on the tellies. Jacob, I like the look of that run. Looks like you were like on the edge, really throwing it in, being aggressive. That was a good one. Jacob Thadden, blue course, 29.37. 29.37. 29.98 on the red course for Jacob. Okay, I see some skin suits in the top. Looks like we've got Ryder Sizik loaded on the red course, Zach Higbee on the blue course. These guys keep getting faster and faster. Sizik loaded on red. He needs to go faster than 22.60. 22.60. Okay, Zach Higbee on the blue, Sizik on the red course. Ooh, Sizik pushing off the edges there, finding like some berm, kind of riding the cushion. Okay, Zach Higbee on the blue course, 25.20. Ryder Sizik needed to go 22.60 to best his red run. That was a 22.80. So good run, not quite his fastest, but that was a good one. Up at the top, is that Holshoe on blue? Ben Holshoe solo on blue. We don't know who's in the start gate right now. See Sarah fumbling with wires possibly. So who is... Okay, Greg Dahl on blue course. Here we go. 21.68. Greg's looking for a 21.68. Okay, let's watch Greg here. Pick him apart. I was challenging Greg to knock those gates down and get a tighter line. Looks like he's liking the cushion. Okay, Greg Dahl. Greg Dahl needed a 21.68 to go faster on blue, and he does it! 21.35 on blue. Puts him in second place, but it's good for Greg to go faster. So when I give him coaching and then he goes faster, that makes me feel good, like I'm a good dad. Now, Greg, Porter's telling me you're still in third place on blue overall, but you know what? That's okay because we can't win every one. Melvin Thorson on the red course. Oh, yeah. Melvin clipping some gates there. Oh, yeah. He likes the right-handers. Melvin likes the right-handers. He clips those gates. Melvin, red course, 28.25. 28.25. Up at the top. Mindy on the red course. Oh, Mindy a little late there. Okay, gets back on time. Okay, Mindy, red course, 27.53. I don't actually know if that's better for you or not. Sarah is telling me to tell you shins in the front of the boots, lean forward. So yeah, find that traction up front. Okay, Aaron and Henry. Henry on red course, Aaron on blue course. I think I see a snowboarder shuffling in up there. I'm not making fun of snowboarders from a mile away. They have to, the move that they make to move around on flats is a shuffle. It's a shuffling type of movement by snowboarders. I snowboarded for most of my life, switched to skiing recently. I like skiing a lot. But I enjoy snowboarding still too. Okay, that is Brian Deegan, snowboarder on blue. Nina Panette on red. Come through the finish, we just had Aaron on the blue course, 30.31. And Henry on the red course, 32.73. Malia Green back up to the top for a blue course run. Karen Zyvan on red. And Karen and Malia go out at almost the same time. Malia on the blue course this time. Malia had a good run on red previously. At the finish line, Brian Deegan on the snowboard, blue course 35.46. Nina Panette on the red course 32.35. Greg Jufilis loaded on red course at the top. Kristen Wynn, blue course. At the finish line, Karen Zyvan on the red course, 25.81. And the fastest pizza skier you've ever seen, Malia on the blue course, 26.31. 26.31. Malia is going to score some points with that. Okay, Greg on red, Kristen on blue. Up at the top, Oren Zyvan on red, Jack O'Neill on blue. That's who's in the start at the top. Jack O'Neill on the blue course, Oren Zyvan on red. At the finish line, Kristen on the blue course, 30.80, 30.80. And Greg on the red course, 30.30. 30.30 on the red course for Greg. Seth Rocky in the start gate on the red course. Jacob in the blue course. And boom, Jacob on course. Come through the finish. Jack O'Neill on the blue course, 26.43. Oren Zyvan on the red course, 26.14. As a reminder, we are shutting down the course early at 2:30 today. Up at the top, Tanner Rosick, CMU racer on the blue course. Dylan Schur, CMU racer on the red course. Tanner needs a 21.62. Dylan needs a 23.39 to go faster than their previous efforts. At the finish line, Jacob on the blue course, 25.54. Seth Rocky on red, 25.17. Oh, red course, Dylan Schur down. Dylan doing push-ups mid-course. Dylan getting back up. Oh, Dylan is going to exit course left. Dylan composing himself. Dylan looks like he took an awkward fall. Knocked the wind out of him, maybe. Tanner on the blue course, 21.99 on the blue course for Tanner. Up in the top, Lisa Thayer on the blue course, Austin Roberts on the red course. Is that right? Okay, no, I do not have confirmation who's in the start. Dylan being tended to up there. Oh, okay. Up in the top, Ben Holshoe. Ben Holshoe on blue. Jonah Howe on red. Okay, Jonah Howe on course, followed closely by Ben. And Ben Holshoe's skiing style is like really dynamic. Both of these guys going fast. Jonah Howe on the red course, 22.11. Ben Holshoe on the blue course, 22.78. Dylan still on the side of the course up there. Okay, this is Jonah Wilson, solo red. Jonah going high there. He's sort of like ahead of the normal line. Okay, who we got at the top? Is that Greg Dahl? Porter, who's at the top? Ron Wilson, solo on red. Okay, coming through the finish, Jonah Wilson, red course, 24.56. 24.56. Dylan making his way out. Hopefully he's okay. Ron Wilson on course on red. Okay, Palmer Lyons on the blue course. David Christensen on red. Ron Wilson solo on red. And Ron with the time of 25.14. 25.14. Boom, dead even start for David and Palmer. Palmer on the blue course. Palmer looking good. Finding some traction. Using those ruts to his advantage. Yeah, nice quick turn there. Pulling into the tuck for the final flat. Palmer Lions, blue course 22.74. Ron Wilson, red course 25.14. David Christensen just comes in on red 30.28. Up in the top, that's Lauren, CMU skier on blue course. Okay, Chris Felchak on the red course. And Lauren on the blue course. There we go. That looks good. 27.28. 27. Lauren Disler goes faster on blue than she is on red. Red is a 27.74. Combined race time 55.02. Chris Felchak at the finish on red course 30.38. 30.38. It's 2:29. We're going to be getting ready to end racing for the day. Yeah, we're not in a hurry here. There are some people cycling around for second runs. So we're kind of steering to break down a little early today, but we're not trying to ruin anyone's race. Okay, Zach Higbee loaded on the red course. Ryder Sizek loaded on blue course. Ryder needs 22.50 on the blue course. Zach needs 25.79 on the red course. Greg Dahl, bib 51 on the red course, loaded, ready to go. Okay, here comes Greg. All right, Greg. Blast out. Coming through the finish, Ryder Sizek on the blue course, 22.94. Zach Higbee on red, 25.42. All right, Greg's clipping him now. This is what I was asking for out of him. Look at this. Smashing every gate. I was wanting Greg to find just a little bit of an inside line. I did not take note of what he needed to go faster. But Greg on the red course, 21.83. I like the style, Greg. Hey, you hit everyone hard. That was good. 21.83. I don't have a point of reference on if that was faster or not. According to the software, that is your fastest on red course. No? Okay, we're saying that you're in second overall combined time. I'm showing second place on blue course, second place on red course, second place combined time. So good job. We are wrapping it up. So we are shutting down the course early today. Shutting down at 2:30 today. Mindy Kaminsky on course on blue right now. Mindy clipped the gate. That does not feel good. She's back up. And good job, Mindy, out there pushing her limits, finding the edge, trying some new techniques. I like it. Yeah, I just asked Porter to scan the results. Okay, Porter is scanning, looking for anyone that has only one time. Looks like everyone's got a time. So I see a few skiers at the top. Looks like one loaded in the start. Okay, this is Aaron and Henry. Henry, 8-year-old on the red course. Aaron on the blue course. Okay, Henry out front, got clean air on this one. Oh, Henry slides out. Looked like a pretty elegant fall as far as those go. And good job, Henry, for getting back up. Had a little problem mid-course. Stands back up, finishes his run. Henry's not going to like that time of 39.42, but still showing some tenacity. Aaron on the blue course, 35.40. Up at the top, I'm hearing something weird is going on. Melvin Thorson on the red course. And we have a all right, that's Melvin Thorson on course on the red. On blue course is a guest skier named Matthias, not the Matthias that we're used to. And Melvin Thorson on red course, 28.40. So this person is skiing on behalf of Tim Foster. This is his first time skiing through gates, I believe. From Brazil. Matthias from Brazil. He's on the swim team for CMU, skiing for fun. And big smiles all around. Matthias gets a 35.20. 35.20. Okay, I am hearing from the top that we are going to wrap up today's racing and start pulling all of this down. Again, we're short-handed today, so we need some help rolling up all of the netting. So I will work on getting results, and we'll start cleaning up here. And thank you guys for joining us. Really turned out to be a pretty beautiful day. Yeah, a little on the warm side, but good job, everybody. Thanks for coming up. We appreciate you. We will see you at the 4th and final round of Grand Valley Race League.